last sessions, we have discussed about crisscross method for writing salts of some simple cations and simple anions. Today, I'm going to discuss writing salts of some salts with respect to acidic radicals and also basic radicals. Acids, acidic radicals, otherwise anions or negative charged ions. Bases and basic radicals, otherwise positive ions or cations. Okay, here see, acid means what? Acid means compound. Say compound which contain hydrogen and produces H plus ions are nothing but acid. And the negative ions, otherwise anions, are produced by acids, so that anions, otherwise negative ions, are called as acidic radicals. See, for example, here I am taking simple example HCl. This is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. So whenever it loses H plus ion, it contain hydrogen. As per this definition, compound which contain hydrogen and produces H plus ions are nothing but acid. So here this is HCl. It contains hydrogen and it can produce H plus ion and forms Cl minus ion along with H plus ion. So here we should know one thing here. Whenever you take any neutral species, neutral species means which does not contain any charge above that particular formula, should not contain any charge. That is nothing but neutral species. From neutral species, if we remove one positive charge in terms of hydrogen, the remaining part carries an opposite charge, means negative charge. Similarly, from neutral species, if we remove one negative charge, then the remaining part carries an opposite charge, means that is positive charge. See here, that you have to remember. If we remove a positive charge in terms of H plus ion, from an acid, the remaining part carries an opposite charge. Opposite charge means which one? Opposite charge here is negative charge. Opposite charge is nothing but what? Negative charge. So this negative charged ion is nothing but now anion. So anion is produced from acid. So that here this anion, which is nothing but Cl minus ion, is called as acidic radical. Why anions are called as acidic radicals? Anions are produced from acids. Here anions are produced from acids. Anions are produced by acids by losing H plus ion, because acid means nothing but it's a compound which contains hydrogen and produces H plus ion. If it produces H plus ion, means it is indirectly we are removing one positive charge. We are removing one positive charge means the remaining part carries one negative charge. So negative charged ion is nothing but anion. So anions are produced from acids. Therefore, anions are called as acidic radicals. So here this is the chloride ion. This is the acidic radical produced by HCl. This is acidic radical produced by HCl, and this is called as chloride ion. It is chloride ion. Like this bases, same like this explanation only we can give. Bases, basic radicals means basic radicals are found by bases. Otherwise, positive charged ions are found by bases. Therefore, positive charged ions, otherwise cations, are called as basic radicals. So, after completion of this acidic radicals and examples, we will discuss about basic radicals also. Okay, here I am giving some examples for acids. Here we have two types of acids. We have two types of acids. One is ic acid, other one is us acid. Ic acids and also us acids. Here we have how many types of acids? Two types. Here particularly many types of acids we have, but mainly for understanding writing chemical formula of salts, we should know minimum these things. Here first here I am writing IC, ic acids. Ic acids. Here I am writing OUS, us acids. Ic acids and us acids. So here acids produces the negative charged ions. So that here anions, first I am writing this, anions produced by ic acids. Produced by ic acids end in 8 ion, it is ATE, 8 ion, means anions produced by ic acids end in 8 while pronunciation. The end word is otherwise suffix like word is 8. Similarly here anions produced by us acids. Us acids end in 8. Here it is 8. 8 ion, 8 ion. Iod already in last class I given. Iod is nothing but it is simple ion which contain only one atom. Here 8 and 8, there are anions in which more than one atom. Otherwise we can say polyatomic ions. Otherwise we can say compound ions, not simple ions. Simple ions, simple anions will take ID ending. Just now written the HCl. From HCl we got Cl minus. It is simple ion, so that it end in IDE. Here ATE. Here ITE. See here I am giving some examples for ic acids and their anions and their names, and us acids, their anions and their names. If you know the anion name of ic acid and us acid, we can combine these with positive ion in crisscross way, and we can get we can write one formula for the particular salt. You know how to write formula of a particular salt by using crisscross method. In earlier class, last class we have discussed. So furtherly we have to discuss about compound ions. See first example I am giving H2CO3. This is the carbonic acid. You have to remember. It is carbonic acid. See here H2CO3 ending. While pronouncing this acid, we have to pronounce it as ic acid. It is the carbonic acid. See for carbonic acid, we can write two ions. We can write two ions. Two ions. H2CO3 carbonic acid can produce two ions. First I'll give ions names, then after we'll discuss about how they can get ions. First I give you some examples for these ic acids. Second example, here I'm writing H2SO4. H2SO4, you know it is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. All ic acids I'm writing. All these ions end in 8. Then nitric acid. Nitric acid, HNO3. Formula also you have to remember. If you don't know, means now onwards you have to remember formulas and their names. HNO3. This is the nitric acid. Nitric acid. Then few examples: H3PO4. This is a phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Here HClO3. This is the chloric acid. Chloric acid. Like we can write many HClO4 per chloric acid. HClO4. It is per chloric acid. Like we have many acids. All these are related to ic acids. We should know the names and their formulas. Then here H2SO3. This is a sulfurous acid. It is a sulfurous acid. H2SO3. H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. H2SO3 is sulfurous acid. Then HNO2. This is the nitrous acid. Nitrous acid. Then H3PO3. This is the phosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid. Just pronounce it will take us name us acid, and here it is ic acid. Similarly, HClO2 I am writing. HClO2. This is chlorous acid. Chlorous acid. Guys, we have different acids. All these produces compound ions, negative compound ions, or negative polyatomic ions. So now I am writing anions of all these acids with their names. Their names you have to remember. Their names if you have to remember. Say for example, hard water. If you take hard, HARD, hard water. Hard water contains some salts. Due to those salts only, that hardness is caused. Hardness of water caused by some salts like magnesium bicarbonate, calcium bicarbonate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride. So if I like pronounce like this, then immediately in your mind you have to write the formula. So what is the formula of calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate, or aluminum sulfate, or aluminum phosphate? Where immediately you should write the formula in your mind only. So if you write formula in your mind by using these pronunciations, then it is easy to understand further concepts. So you can write on board by using crisscross method. But if you habituate to this, if you practice this, so if anybody pronounce any particular salt name, immediately we can take the charges of those and valences of those, or combining capacity of those particular ions, positive and negative ions. By crisscrossing those valences, we can immediately write formula. After writing formula, one more important thing is getting mass, molecular mass. Molecular mass concept also very important. Without knowing writing formula, it is not at all possible to get molecular mass. For getting molecular mass, again you should know atomic masses of all the elements. In second session or first session, I given all the atoms up to 30 elements. I given with their atomic masses. Those atomic masses you have to by heart, you have to remember. Let me. Then now I'm going to explain how to write 8 ions and how to write 8 ions. So already I given one hint here. Whenever if you remove positive charge from any neutral species, positive charge from any neutral species, the remaining part will take an opposite charge, that is minus. If you remove n number of positive charges, if you remove n, x, y, z like that, you can take n also. No? If you remove n number of positive charges from any neutral species in terms of hydrogen plus ion, then the remaining part carries n number of negative charges. Otherwise, if you remove n number of positive charges from any neutral species in terms of hydroxy groups, then you can get n number of positive charges on that remaining part. See, H2O, first best example I am giving H2O. H2O. This is neutral. Above this there is no any charge. There is no any charge. So if you remove, here I am writing minus. This minus indicates what? Removal, subtraction. So if you remove one hydrogen, what is the charge of hydrogen? For any acid, it must contain hydrogen and it must produce H plus ion. Then only we can say it is acid. So it is producing H plus ion. So that one positive charge, plus 1 means one positive charge we are removing from water in terms of H plus ion. So that what is the remaining part of removal of this? OH. So this OH group carries what is the charge total? This OH carries minus 1, which is called as hydroxide ion. It is called as hydroxide ion. Remember this. Okay. Similarly, if you remove from water only, I am removing OH minus. So OH group carries which charge? Minus from here. So if you remove this one, we are removing negative charges in terms of OH group. So what is the remaining part? Hydrogen. What is the charge on hydrogen now? If you remove negative charges from neutral species, the remaining part carries an opposite charge. How many negative charges you remove? That many positive charges are produced on remaining part. So this is OH minus ion. It is removed from this. So H plus is remained. Hydrogen is remained. Above this we can get one charge plus 1, which is called as hydrogen ion. It is called as hydrogen ion. This is cation. This is anion. Similarly, here I am taking H2CO3. H2CO3. H2CO3 is nothing but carbonic acid. H2CO3 is nothing but carbonic acid. So here, like this, we can remove two hydrogens. Here, how many hydrogens are there? Two hydrogens we have. By the removal of one hydrogen from this, in terms of positive charge, what is the remaining part? HCO3. We have removed one positive charge, so this is the remaining part. Above this remaining part, we can get minus 1 charge. Minus 1 charge, which is called as bicarbonate ion. See, bicarbonate ion. This is the acidic radical because it is formed from acid. Which acid? Particularly, see here, it is ec acid. Because of it is ec acid, its ion end in 8. Bicarbonate ion. So similarly, we can remove two hydrogens also. Here I am writing minus 2 H plus ions. Minus 2 H plus ions. I am removing two hydrogens from H2CO3, carbonic acid. What is the remaining? After removal of these two hydrogens, remaining is CO3. Above this we can write minus 2. Total CO3 charge is minus 2. Means there is one carbon, two oxygens. CO3 minus 2. This CO3 minus 2 is called as simply carbonate ion. Carbonate ion. See here, this is compound ion or polyatomic ion. One carbon, three oxygens are present here. Here one hydrogen, one carbon, three oxygens are present. It is bicarbonate ion. Otherwise we can say hydrogen carbonate ion because one hydrogen is present. So that we can say it is hydrogen carbonate. Similarly, one more example I am taking here. It is H2SO4. H2SO4. What is the name of this compound? It is sulfuric acid. It is sulfuric acid. Here also it is ec acid. From this also we can remove two hydrogens because here two hydrogens are there maximum. So by the removal of one hydrogen in terms of positive charge, remaining part is HSO4 only. So what is the remaining? HSO4. This remaining part carries how much the charge? Because one positive charge is removed, so that one negative charge it will take above this. This is called as similar to this. By it is from sulfuric acid, so that we can say it is sulfate, bisulfate ion. It is by sulfate ion. Similarly, from this we can remove two hydrogens also, 2H plus. If we remove 2H plus ion, what is the remaining? SO4. This total SO4 carries minus 2. Directly we can write, without bracket also we can write SO4 minus 2, which is nothing but sulfate ion. Is nothing but sulfate ion. So by using these with cations, when you combine these with cations by using crisscross method, we can write chemical formula of that particular compound. Similarly, one more example here I am giving, HNO3. HNO3. HNO3 is nothing but what? Nitric acid. It is nitric. It is also ic acid. Here only one hydrogen is present. After removal of that particular one hydrogen, remaining part is NO3. Above this we can write minus 1, which is nitrate ion. Nitrate ion. Similarly, we have H3. Here I am writing one more example. H3PO4. It is phosphoric acid. It is also ic acid. Phosphoric acid. From this, we can remove how many? 3 hydrogens. So first I am removing one hydrogen. From this, 1 H plus. After removal of 1 H plus, what is the remaining? H2 PO4. This total carries minus 1 charge. So this is how many hydrogens are there? 2. So we can say it is dihydrogen phosphate. Dihydrogen phosphate, 8 ending. Again from this, if you remove one more hydrogen, H plus ion, already one minus charge is there. So remaining is HPO4 minus, already one is there, minus and minus. That means minus 2 we can write. Minus 2, which is nothing but biphosphate. Biphosphate ion, otherwise hydrogen phosphate. See ending 8, because it is ic acid. All ic acids end in 8. One more hydrogen also I am doing. One more H plus. So what is the remaining? PO4 minus 3, which is nothing but phosphate. Which is nothing but phosphate ion. Which is nothing but phosphate ion. So all these we should know. We should remember. See here for this you can see the video many times for remembering all these ions and their names, and what is particular acid, what is the name of carbonic acid, what is the formula of carbonic acid, what is the formula of sulfuric acid, what is the formula of nitric acid and their ions. Okay, then similarly now we'll take acids. All this is about ic acids and their names also are given clearly. Now we'll see about acids. Us acids, the anions of acids end in ite. Here for acids 8, that you should know. All these are basics. For writing formulas, particularly in inorganic chemistry, all these are useful. While writing chemical reactions, without knowing formulas, it is not at all possible to write a chemical reaction with respect to reactant and product. So here about acids. See first again H2 SO3. This is the sulfurous ROUS. Sulfurous acid. Here also we have two hydrogens. So we can remove these two hydrogens. Here first I am removing one hydrogen in terms of positive charge. So we get H SO3 as remaining. That remaining part total carries minus 1. So this is bisulfite, bisulfite ion, ion. HSO4 is bisulfate, HSO3 minus is bisulfite. Similarly, if you remove two hydrogens from this, minus 2H plus. So after removal of two hydrogens, we get just SO3 minus 2. SO3 minus 2 is nothing but sulfide, sulfide ion, sulfide ion. Similarly here HNO2, HNO2. From this, if you remove one hydrogen, the remaining part is NO2, which will take minus 1 charge, which is nothing but nitrite ion, nitrite ion. All acids end in ite. Similarly, here H3PO3, it is a phosphorus acid. HNO2 is nitrous acid. H3PO3 is a phosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid. Underline all terms. Phosphorus. So from this we can remove two hydrogens. Why it is not possible to remove one more hydrogen? In further classes you can get clarity. Here from phosphorus acid we can remove only two hydrogens, which are directly attached to oxygen atoms in the structure. See here I give that information. If you understand, no problem. Otherwise, in further classes we get that clarity. Here hydrogen, here OH. One hydrogen is directly connected to phosphorus. The hydrogens which are directly connected to phosphorus are not possible to separate at H plus ion. The hydrogens which are directly connected to oxygen can be easily separated as H plus ions. So that here for H3PO3, as per the structure, we can remove only two hydrogens. So minus one hydrogen. So what is the remaining? H2PO3 minus 1. So what we say here? Dihydrogen, dihydrogen phosphide, dihydrogen phosphide ion. Similarly, if we remove two hydrogens from this, we get HPO3 minus 1, HPO3 minus 1, which is nothing but biphosphite, otherwise hydrogen, hydrogen phosphide, hydrogen phosphide ion. Like this, we have HClO2. HClO2 is chlorous acid. HClO3 is chloric. If you remove one hydrogen from chloric acid, you can get ClO3 minus 1, that is chlorate ion. Here chlorous acid, from this also we can remove one hydrogen, so that we can get ClO2 minus 1, which is nothing but chlorite ion. Chlorite ion. So these things you have to remember. So without knowing acid names and their ion names, it is not possible to write chemical formula of some salts. And here we have one more thing, bases and basic radicals. I'll give some examples. Bases means what? The compounds which contain hydroxy group, and which produces OH minus ions. Hydroxide ion is nothing but bases. Simple definition I am giving. Furtherly, we have in further concepts we have some more definitions, different based on situation, based on that particular concept. We have different definitions. But for understanding next concepts, this is the basic. Base means what? Base means the compound which contain OH group, otherwise hydroxyl group. This is a hydroxyl group, and produces OH minus ions. OH minus ions, or nothing but bases. OH minus ions are nothing but what? Hydroxide ions. Hydroxide ions. OH minus is hydroxide. Just now I given H2O. From H2O, if you remove hydrogen plus, remaining part is OH that carries -1, hydroxide ion. See some examples, simple examples. Sodium hydroxide. This is base. Sodium hydroxide. From this, if you remove one OH group in terms of negative charge, the remaining part is Na. It will take positive because we have removed one positive negative charge, so that one positive charge is remained. So this is sodium ion, IUM ending. All cations will take IUM ending. Last class again, IDE, ATE, ITE and ANE. These endings are there in the ion means it is negative. IUM ending is there means it is positive ion. Next example, here I am taking calcium hydroxide, CaOH taken twice. From this we can remove two OH groups, minus 2 OH minus ions. That means the remaining part is calcium. By the removal of one negative charge, we can get one positive. The removal of one more negative charge, one more positive. That means plus 2, which is nothing but calcium ion. Calcium ion. Similarly, we have magnesium hydroxide, then magnesium ion. Aluminum hydroxide, AlOH taken thrice. From this, we can remove 3 OH groups, 3 OH minus ions. So we can get aluminium plus 3 ion. It is aluminium. It is aluminium ion. Similarly, here we have ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. If we remove one OH group from this, one OH minus ion from this, the remaining is NH4 plus ion, which is called as ammonium ion. Ammonium, IUM. Ammonium ion. All positive charged ions end in IUM. See here. This is ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide. This is aluminum hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. Like this, we can write basic radicals. All these cations are found from bases, so that these ions are called as basic radicals, otherwise cations. Cation or basic radical. Why these are called as basic radical? Because all these are formed from bases, so that they are called as basic radicals. Now, by using basic radicals and acidic radicals, now we'll try to write a chemical formula. Formula of some salts now. Formula of some salts related to basic and acidic radicals. Basic and acidic radicals. Within 5 to 10 minutes, I'll conclude this class. See here, formula. Formula of some salts. Some salts. Here we have some salts in hot water. Just now I told hardness of water. Hardness of water is due to some salts. Here, what are those salts? I'm writing here. Generally, these are salts of calcium and magnesium. Calcium and magnesium salts of bicarbonates, chlorides, and sulfates. So here I'm writing one by one. Calcium bicarbonate. So just now I given formulas of these. So first we need symbols. Here I am writing symbol. Symbol of calcium is calcium and its charge is plus 2. Then bicarbonate, just now we have decided it is from carbonic acid, H2CO3, because here A term is there, carbonic acid. If you remove one hydrogen from carbonic acid, we can get HCO3, which carries -1. So what is the valency for this combining capacity? Valency is 2, here I am writing, 1 I am writing here. So these 2 should be written at the bottom side of HCO3 total. crisscross. This one valency should be written at the bottom side of calcium. So in this way, if you crisscross, by crisscrossing this, what we can get? Below calcium 1 and HCO3 taken twice. Taken twice here. It is calcium bicarbonate. Similarly, magnesium bicarbonate. Magnesium bicarbonate. For this, what is the symbol? Magnesium and bicarbonate symbol you should know. Symbol here magnesium, plus 2, bicarbonate HCO3 minus 1. Then after valency. What is the valency for this 2? For this 1, because this is charge. Valency should not be with positive or negativeness. Valency should be just number 2 and 1. This 2 should be written at the bottom side of this ion. 1 should be here. So by crisscrossing these two, what do we get? Mg1 HCO3 taken twice. This is magnesium bicarbonate. Similarly, here, so calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. Next, calcium chloride. Next example, calcium chloride. All these salts are present in hot water. Hotness is due to these salts. Calcium chloride. S means symbol, V means valency. Here calcium symbol, Ca plus 2, chloride Cl minus 1. Valency here 2, here valency 1. So what is the formula by crisscrossing? Here this one 2 here. CaCl2. This is the formula of calcium chloride. Always you should take simplest formula. Then next example, calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate. So S symbol, V valency. SCa plus 2 symbol. Sulfate, it is from sulfuric acid. If we remove 2 hydrogens from sulfuric acid, we can get SO4 and its charge is minus 2. So this charge only nothing but valency. Here 2, here 2. So by crisscrossing these, we can get Ca2SO4 taken twice. But while writing formula, always you should take simplest ratio. So simplest ratio for this is Ca1SO4 1. So calcium sulfate formula is CaSO4. Similarly, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate also same thing. Instead of calcium, we have to write magnesium. Magnesium charge also plus 2. Here also magnesium sulfate formula MgSO4. Calcium, magnesium chloride formula, excuse me. Simplest formula you should take calcium sulfate Ca2SO4 taken twice. Simplest ratio of this is calcium sulfate. Two more formulas I'll give and I'll conclude this class. One is aluminum sulfate. So what is the formula of aluminum sulfate? First you have to write symbols. Aluminum sulfate. S means symbol here aluminum plus 3 and sulfate SO4 minus 2. Valency for aluminum is 3. Combining capacity or valency for sulfate total is 2. So this valency should be written below the SO4 minus 2 ion as subscript. It should be here. The formula for this Al2 SO4 taken thrice. So it is aluminum sulfate. Similarly, aluminum phosphate I am taking. Aluminum phosphate. Aluminum phosphate. Symbol for aluminum Al plus 3. Phosphate PO4 minus 3. Valency for this is 3. This also for 3. So that what is the formula after crisscrossing like this? Al3 PO4 taken 3. But we should take simplest formula, no? So simplest ratio of this is AlPO4. Aluminum phosphate formula is AlPO4. Place we can write the formulas of some salts. So for this, what is the requirement? Acidic radicals and basic radicals. By combining acidic and basic radical, their combining capacity in crisscross way, we can write a particular formula. This is very important concept. Okay, you should know all the names of acids, all the names of bases, and the acidic radicals names, basic radicals name, and which ions will take A term, which ions will take I term, which ions will take IUM term. All these you have to practice. Write many formulas. By using these concepts, you practice on your own. You'll get more clarity. So this is the about writing chemical formula. In next sessions, we will discuss about masses, atomic mass or molecular masses. So up to that, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.